At what point do we get to bury the Sidney Crosby trade speculation? I'm just curious. I'd like to know because I'd like to piss on the grave when it's dead and buried. It has been a few months since it's really been talked about all that much because the Penguins have actually been playing some pretty good hockey this year. But it started back up again, and I got to be honest, at this point, it's really, really absurd. So take a look. In The Athletic, Chris Johnston writes, it's an answer to one of the questions. The question is, what center should the Habs swing for the fences for? Not the best wording in the question, but anyways. The answer that Johnston comes up with is the Sidney Crosby trade conjecture has quieted down, given how well the start of the season has gone for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But that's the player I think Montreal should go all in for if the Canadiens ever get a chance to land him. There's absolutely no guarantee that Crosby opens his mind to the possibility, but he'd be an ideal fit. The Habs also have the assets needed to make a trade work if the opportunity ever comes their way. Here's the problem with the corporate media, corporate press, whatever you want to call it. The Athletic, of course, part of the New York Times. This is legacy media shit. I don't talk about this. You know, there's a guy I interact with a lot, really good dude, Johnny G, Barely Onside. Every so often he'll kind of poke me about the Crosby thing, but he does it in such a sly way. It's very tongue-in-cheek. And he knows what he's doing. He's being cheeky and fun. And I enjoy that. This shit, though, like this is legitimately supposed to be a corporate operation, and they have questions like this and answers like this. And I actually like Chris Johnson. I think he does a good job. But this is the case of kind of asserting a story that's really not there. Crosby's made it clear. The Penguins are playing good hockey. They're not dealing him. He knows they're not dealing him. And he kind of shades himself or protects himself a little bit by saying there's absolutely no guarantee Crosby opens his mind. There's absolutely no way Crosby, period, opens his mind, period. It's not going to happen. Not this year, anyway. Pittsburgh's just as good as Montreal. They're not that far apart in the standings. Why would Crosby go now of all times if he hasn't gone yet? It's just silliness, man. And again, this is the problem with corporate media. He's got numbers to hit. He's got to drive a certain amount of traffic. It's not a problem I have. I'm just telling the truth as I see it, talking about hockey and just kind of chopping it up. But again, this is the problem with legacy media. This is why it's dying, is stuff like this. It just kind of speaks to the way hockey media has been for years and years. There's so many non-stories that just become stories. They get dead and buried, become stories again. I hate it. It's a waste of time. Don't waste your time with it. Move on. Anyways, comment below. Do you like stories like this, or do you just kind of scoff when you see them?